Hi everyone, in previous video we have installed the Python and set up the environment variable. We have also installed the PyCharm editor. So let's begin with the Python variable. What is Python variable? Python variables are the reserved memory location which is used to store values within the Python program, which means that when you create a variable, you reserve some space in the memory. And there is an function, built-in function in Python, which is id function, which return the address where we store our object in the memory. So let's start with the example. First, let me explain with you in IDLE, which is an built-in editor for Python. If you want to increase the size of font, then you can just go and click option and configure IDLE. Here you can see the size, just increase it as per your requirement. For example, in a string, this is a string. It gives the output that is ma. Now if you find the ID of that string, for this we use the function ID, and within that we write the string. It shows the ID of the string which is stored in the memory, and if we give a number like 9 and find the ID of that number, you can see the ID of the, you can see this is the ID of the number which is stored in the memory. Now let me explain in the PyCharm editor. So for your understanding, I have written the Python variable. What is that? So if you want, then you can read it here. Python variable are the reserved memory location which is used to store the variable within the Python program. And let me increase the font. In Python, you can comment the line using hash. Okay. Just write an string, whatever string, suppose Python. And if you find the ID of that string Python and run it. In terminal you cannot see anything because we haven't printed. See, this is the memory address. Now just take a number, 35, print ID of that number. This is another address of a number. If we bind this object with a variable name, let me bind the object with the variable name. Take the name equals to string, that is Python, and age equals to 26. And if you print the ID of both name and age, you will find that both variable have the same address. Okay, take it as 35. Now see, both variable name has the same address. So moving forward, now I'm commenting. So I'm commenting all of this. You can comment multiple line by using triple quotes. So moving ahead, okay, let's create variable. How to create it? In Python, we can create variable using giving the name and write the string Python programming. For integer, we can write number equals to 90, and for float, we can give any variable name 500.0. So if you print it, print the number, you can also print the miles. And if we want to delete any of that, so we can use the del function, that is del, and I want to delete number. And if we print that number, then we get an error. That number is not defined. Now let me explain you how to get the type of variable. Suppose we define a variable name and we give any program and we print. If you want to know the name data type of the variable, then we write, there is a built-in function that is type, and we write name, run it, then you can see this is a string, which is a class of a string. And if we write an integer, number equals to 70, print type It is the class of an integer. If we print, now I am commenting, so I am commenting all of this. We can comment multiple line by using triple quotes. So moving ahead, okay, let's create variable. How to create it? In Python, we can create variable using giving the name and write the string Python programming. For integer, we can write number equals to 90, and for float, we can give any variable name 500.0. So if you print it, print the number, you can also print the miles. And if we want to delete any of that, so we can use the del function, that is del, and I want to delete number. And if we print that number, then we get an error. That number is not defined. Now let me explain you how to get the type of variable. Suppose we define a variable name and we give any program and we print. If we want to know the name data type of the variable, then we write, there is a built-in function that is type, and we write name, run it, then you can see this is a string, which is a class of a string. And if we write an integer, number equals to 70, print type, it is the class of an integer. If we print any boolean number like Python equals to true, print the type, so it is in class of an boolean. Using type function, you can know the data type of a variable. Moving ahead, Let me explain you the typecasting. Casting in Python variable, casting in Python programming language. Moving ahead, let me explain you casting Python variables. So we can specify the data type of a variable with the help of casting. Casting, it means that we can convert from higher data type to lower data type and from lower data type to higher data type. This is known as typecasting. For example, we have a string and we write set equals true. And if we want to check the type of a variable, then write type then it is a string. You can check the type of all it. You can also check the type of the data variables using type function. Now moving forward with case sensitivity of Python variable. We have a variable that is age 40 and another variable but with capital A, age equals to 50, and when we print it, age, then we write if we print it id, then you can find out both has the different memory location. See, now moving forward, we can use the multiple assignment for Python variable. For example, means that Python allows to initialize more than one variable in a single statement. For example, a equals to 10. b equals to 20, c equals to 50. And if we print okay, there is an indentation error. Indent error. We can also initialize it as a equals to b equals to c. All variable have the same values, that is 10. If we print a comma b comma c, then you can see all the variable has the same values, that is 10. And we can also initialize like a comma b comma c equals to 10 comma 20 comma 50. So every variable a equals to 10, b equals to 20, and c equals to 50. If we print like that, a comma b comma c, and if you want you can also print like one by one. Like that. One last example, a comma b comma c equals to 10 comma 20 comma, and give an integer, that is Python. And if you print the value of c only first, then you will see the c has the Python string. So these are all about the Python variables. And moving forward, a variable name are case sensitive, which means that name and name, like we have discussed, that with small letter age and with as we have discussed earlier, that with small letter age and capital letter, we have a capital letter, that is a, age. Both are the different variable in Python. A variable can only contain the alphanumeric character and underscore, that is A to Z, 0 to 9, and underscore. Python reserved keyword cannot be used naming the variable. We have total 33 reserved keyword in Python, and we cannot use it as a variable. These are the 33 reserved keyword in Python. So you can take a look: false, def, del, elif, else, lambda, non-local, yield, finally, form, global, pass, continue. These are the 33 reserved keyword. We cannot use it as a variable in Python. Let me explain with you some examples. Valid Python variable name. Counter equal to 100, and we write underscore then counter. Then this is also valid variable name. And if we give any name like name1 equals to Python, name2 equals to Java, age equals to 20, and Java ranking is 120. And if we print all this variable name, then these all are valid. And these are the invalid Python variables. Like another example is that Java asterisk ranking. So these are the invalid Python variable. If we print it, then we will get the error, syntax error. So we cannot use number at first with variable name. We cannot also use the special character. So these are the invalid. So these are the invalid Python variables.